They lose both of them again.
Oh, S4.
They didn't even touch him. Blinks in, just takes it, and just wow. A thief in his second life.
That has given the crowd a lift. Maybe it's given Alliance a lift.
It's still, at this point though, just the Aegis. They need to convert that into something more. And with S4, he blinks in, he lassos. If he dies, what does he come back with?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, that's a good question, but it's certainly still better than giving it to Navi.
True.
I'm just like shocked that he got that perfect of timing, you know what I mean? Because the familiars died about 3 or 4 seconds before he goes into the pit.
Well, he had the last familiar come in. The last familiar, like, it flew out, then it flew back in again. So it gave him like,
oh, here we go.
Should be enough. Yep, S4. And now Danny jumps on him. He may lose this Aegis straight away. Admiral Bullock, he's going to get down. Juggernaut jumps through the two of them. Aegis respawn. Load up to be getting that flag count damage. It's really hurting Navi. The Hand of God's already been used, and Danny, he'll go down the scenario. And the Solar Assumption gets rid of Puppy's creeps. The healing water's still up. It's bringing Kuro and Puppy back to life again. At the same time, Arcade almost nuked out. S4 now gets the BKB. A million damage quite high. Not to mention Loda. They're going up this one. Solar Assumption. Two calls from Navi going down. Couple of tracks through. Actually, I think the tracks enough to do what we got off during that fight because he got nuked so quickly. But still, Aegis got used. But it's an even team fight at the end of the day, really.
Because of the bounty death. That hurt them.
Well, S4 lost his Aegis too, and the unfortunate part was, I think he wanted to go for an initiation on the Clinks, but getting the Clinks is kind of hoping for something that most likely isn't going to happen. And then he's like, well, I don't want to go on this, I'll just back up, and then he gets coiled right next to his teammate. So when he gets up, he doesn't have Force Staff, then Funnick ends up overcommitting, not realizing that S4 hadn't used Lasso yet, and ends up giving away his kill. So, a bit of a road bump for Navi. It's definitely not a great thing. But Alliance didn't have any tracks, so
yeah, they didn't really make the most out of that fight. But then again, even if they did have tracks, Admiral Bullock still doesn't have a level 2 track.
Hey man, a track is better than no track.
True, 200 for every track you get down and get a kill for. But still, you go up to the next level and then it's 300 for every single one.
This game is like, you can just feel the tension, you know, between the teams. I still can't believe S4 got that Aegis. I was like,
yeah, I was sick.
The ridiculous part is he got the Aegis and the rest of Navi were kind of just sitting there for like 2 seconds going, wait, what?
And then the haste stream for the quick escape.
Not meant to have time to discuss who's going to take the Aegis. The conference. And now you see a little bit more warning coming out from Alliance. Now they realize that if they had the vision, they could really go for this. S4 over Funnick. Really diving in deep. I don't think it's not enough, not with the Orca pop.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
If only he had his Crystallis finished. Maybe if he got a lucky crit, he would have killed him there.
True. He could have committed, he couldn't have committed any further than that. They've still got this T1 tower on the top lane for Alliance, so they've still got some room to breathe. Well, up on this top lane, it looks like we're going to ourselves Mr. Helmet Dominator going to work. It's the tornado creep that's been controlled up by, well, we assume by Arcade, but it's been persuaded to fight for the side of Alliance by Loda.
And a lot of passivity in this game too. Comparative to the first 2 games that Navi were playing, the games were pretty much over by now, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first time where Alliance has still had at least some semblance of a foothold in this best of 5 so far.
Oh, Funnick. That's a big misclick, and it's being massively pinked out in the mid. The BKB usage. That's a really, really huge thing if Alliance, and they do, they smoke up instantly after.
That was a 9-second BKB that he just used.
Yep.
That's painful.
Long time on the sidelines, and S4's, look at him, just Firefly up, find an opening. He'll see Puppy being the closest, and that's what he wants. It's the big healer. Kuro's also in the neighborhood, but S4's not finding any hero close enough that he can jump in and force off the way.
Alliance are doing a pretty good job at holding on at the moment, but they're going to need more than just passive farming. farming a single core against the Juggernaut and the Clinks team is probably not going to end up bringing you back enough on its own merit. You're going to need something else. You're going to need to start getting some tier 1s. The middle tower for Navi still stands. The off lane tier 1 still stands. You need to start applying some kind of pressure. Try to find a pick. When you see Funnick pop a 9-second BKB, at some point you have to just say, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Do you think the other problem they've got is... Oh wait, we've got a smoke gang coming in.
Well, they're still quite a bit of ways from anybody, so...
Do you think that, like, because of the dual core Clinks and Jug, as the game goes later and people have BKBs and spinning and stuff, I mean, Gyrocopter's cooldown and his damage becomes slightly less important unless you can get lots of damage items on him, right?
But he's the highest net worth.
And he's got a hand of Midas and a BKB, so his damage items are only his face boots and his DreamHack, right?
There's a lot of TPs coming bottom lane. Jump in, Lorna hex up by Dandy. But Dandy is giving enough damage. No Lorna with a 4-star gets him away to safety. And Navi Smoke Gank ends up failing on this bottom lane.
S4 with them reactions, man.
Yeah.
That was like immediate 4-staff after they saw the hex come out.
And that was the first time we got shown too. Danny only just finished that. What else they get though? That's just a TP coming out of the courier. I'm wondering what Lotus really got planned with this Demon Edge. I know we've seen a hell of a lot of rapiers through the Dota 2 scene recently.
A rapier would be really good though. That's the hard part is protecting it.
Yeah.
Obviously Gyro is like the rapier hero of any hero. 1,000 range on flat cannon, you throw out a couple of auto attacks and the fight can just be over at that point.
Yeah. Well, you already saw how much damage you did during that mid fight around the tier 2 tower. Like that, if you add a rapier damage onto the back of that, and now you also give him a DD rune from this top lane, you want to try and fight with this. But again, S4, like he's doing this little move, not smoke, but the Firefly mover up onto the hill. He's looking for someone who's just close enough, finding just taking out this top tier 1 tower. With no backdoor regeneration on tier 1 towers, it's too easy to do. And that's why Admiral Bulldog and S4 also look towards the spin.
There's just been a heck of a lot of movement on the side of Navi and not a whole lot really gained so far. Because of the fact they didn't get the last Aegis, I think that was supposed to be their token to say, we're breaching high ground, right? Like we want to push into tier 3s, but it didn't end up happening that way. And now they're going to be forced to deny their tier 1 if they even can. They might just die to creeps, Well, extra gold for Alliance.
And have also breaks his smoke to try and clear up the rest of the creep wave. So now Alliance, like they're already backing up because they knew Navi was missing from every single part of the map. So instantly assume they're smoking again, trying to find a kill. And this smoke ends up being useless. They're rotating up towards the Ancients area, but they're not going to find anything up here either. Also notice Poppy's control creeps. Like he's got 2 Centaurs to help him, but there's no trolls on the field right now. Funnick, he's got EGM. There's no way to really stop this. Even with the Grave Chill, like he's moving very, very quick, but now Orchid, oh wow, he's actually taking up a hell of a lot. 1 charge as well, he's just going to survive. And S4 wants to try and capitalize on this. Already with the Orchid being used, maybe they feel there's a chance.
That Grave Keeper's close, man.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
S4 needs to jump. Troll just got taken by Puppy. The helm of the dominated Troll just got taken by Puppy. And you creep to the cause.
Was that homing missile sideways, or am I just like drunk? That looked really weird, didn't it?
I didn't see it.
I wasn't really paying attention.
I was watching the monitor on your screen.
My question is, what does Havos make after his Aghanims? Does he go Desolator? I think it would help with their pushing quite a bit.
It would help with the pushing, but I got a funny feeling he's going to build this for late game.
You could go like Butterfly or something. Wouldn't be a bad choice, considering...
The Monkey King Butt was purchased up by the Gyro as well.
Couldn't Puck pick up a Desolator? Would that be legit?
Puck?
Yeah.
I mean, he could, but...
Puck's not normally a physical DPSer.
But that way Jug could go for... Clanks, maybe?
Clanks would go for Deso.
Well, then he's got
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Not with his searing arrows already.
Yeah, he's going to get the Daggers, right?
Well, hopefully this Roshan token doesn't get stolen by Alliance. That would kind of throw another wrench into Navi's game plan, as of thus.
The Familiars are really scouting out.
This is cheese, too.
You don't suppose.
You can wait for the jump.
You don't suppose.
With BKB as well as Monkey King Butt, like Gyro's going to love fighting inside the Rosh pit, but it's already too late. The damage output from Navi is too much, and S4, while he's in the mid lane, he's nowhere near close enough to come in for Roshan. So this time Navi will take both Aegis and Cheese. Cheese over on the Puck, Aegis on the Clinks.
So maybe that And he'll just delay things by a few minutes.
Well, yeah, but delaying is kind of good, because if you get to the late game, a gyrocopter carry becomes very, very dangerous in that if you don't get him immediately with something like a Hex, then you're going to run into some problems because he's the main damage dealer on the side of Alliance. And if he gets flat cannon shots off, even heroes with a decent amount of HP are going to get eaten alive by that. So it's going to be down to breaking the base against a gyro is difficult at pretty much any stage. But because now Loda has his MKB and he has BKB, his damage output is still quite high. 250 a hit is nothing to shake a stick at. So
he might be really happy too that you see Juggernaut, going in for a diffuser blade. It's supposed to like something like an AC or more tankability. There is a better chance now to kill off that Juggernaut, even though when he goes into his ulti. And, well, Spinner's going to be kind of difficult.
I almost think that maybe buying a Linken's for him wouldn't have been bad either, because you can put the Linken's on Funning when he goes for BKB, and then you can't stop Funning from doing anything. And really, the Juggernaut doesn't need another damage item because most of the damage comes from the Clanks anyway.
Yep. As we just saw there with the Tier 2 tower. Familiar's also getting dropped. Not nice little force stuff into the stun, but EGM's already up high enough on the hill, but he's okay. And he's been working, by the way, for the last 15 minutes to get that Aghanim Scepter. He's almost got it. He's 300 gold away. But with the rate those familiars are dropping, there's just more food for Navi.
The rocket's worth 30 gold. I didn't know that.
It's worth a bit of money.
Scrap metal.
Salvage. We're close up to StarCraft 2. Where's that bunker salvage? We're 25 for that. 20 rows in? I don't know. I haven't cast StarCraft for a long time. S4. Again we go on the scout. Hasn't worked for him before, but this time it will. Kuro is very much out by himself, so Blink, Lasso. This time there will be a track kill as well. Bonus gold for everyone as the full 5-man roster up here for Alliance. So just that one kill, they got a bonus 600 gold from getting that kill on Kuro.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting, honestly. Like, Kuro was off in no man's land. He was just by himself. Yeah, and then he doesn't see anyone in the map. He's like, I'm just gonna farm the woods. No big deal. So they might be able to turn this into a quick tier 2. They have another BKB this time. It's gonna be on S4. So now he can initiate for free, which is huge because now it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna find a target.
Yeah. Alliance gonna back up right now. EGM's going to read something familiar shortly. Dandy actually going for EGM. It's a good thing he purchased some of his Aghanim's. He may go down here. Dandy, Dream Call as well, but EGM, he's just going to TP out. There's one Juggernaut needs to see him. And can't kill what you don't see.
And he was really scared.
Come on, it's getting beyond ridiculous. A hand of Midas 36 minutes in.
Yeah, Midas over finishing the BKB. Well,
I don't get that.
No, it's okay. You can applaud the Midas.
It's actually really good up against the Chen. That's where I'm going to take this one out.
I mean, he's second lowest in net worth, so I guess
he needs it, man.
He needs the level 16 to get the bonus track. They need so much money to get through this, and they need to stop the Chen from having control increase.
It's starting to get a bit worrisome for Navi though, because this gyrocopter is continuing to farm faster than anyone. Like, he has the highest net worth in the game.
He's got 270 CS to the 182 of clicks.
Yeah,
that's the difference. He's 4K net worth above. And now they're going to try and fight top. Blink, Lasso, forced up. Whoa! Forced up a big miss. Forced it instantly. Bonnie popped the BKB. Loader had to pop his one as well. And Avos, he's got ulti up. He's going to jump this. He wants to dive it, but he got stunned up next to the tower. Just hold position.
he's got healing ward. He's fine.
A little bit of trouble over on the side too. Puppy going past Arcade Dandy. Is he really? Yeah, he's going to jaunt this one down. Side the Vice in 11 seconds. Silence as well. The Dream Call 2 seconds away. And does he go in deep? No, he does not. Arcade's back to safety. They just lose S4. But that 4-star Camille, they pushed him in deeper. I don't know if that was actually Navi or Alliance doing that.
Well, he had a BKB, so either way, you would imagine that he would preemptively, like if he wanted to go in, then there's no reason to not just BKB first, you know what I mean, and then jump. So maybe it was just...
So they look to damage the tower now without that danger of a back rider.
Yeah, the physical infant, he'll be up in time.
Yeah.
They're basically popping the glyph here. If they take one good engagement, surely it's going to be a Rax though.
Navi stick around a little bit too long. There's your
They're gonna get it.
Ball's going to spin it out, but that means his magic communities are now on cooldown. EGM, Soul Assumption, what damage is that?
10 damage.
Basically, it's a dip on the heel. Navi take the tier 3 tower, they back up, and there's no casualties. And Puppy's already looking great. Like, he's got Alpha Wolf to also buff up all the damage which is being dealt, which is now even bigger up on the Clinks, with a full Daedalus now on the Clinks, with the Orchid, with the BKB, and he's still got this AOC model for a little bit longer. Not much longer, but a little bit.
Well, Navi are playing the waiting game right now. How many Roshans can we take back-to-back before we win? That's kind of what it's boiled down to. And because of the fact that this is the one that could seal the entire best-of-5 series, I don't mind the fact that they're playing it this way.
This isn't like...
This is Satanic.
See, I'm not quite sure about this from Navi, but right now they're going to rotate towards the top lane. But that Satanic up on Loader, it's just become even more difficult. Arcade, he's going to TP out just in time. Punic scrambling to get to the tree line. But with that Satanic, Loader's going to be really difficult to instantly pick off, especially with the BKB, as long as he doesn't get hexed.
Yeah, if he gets hexed, he can still die easily.
But if he gets hexed, then that means S4's got room to move. Because there's still only one hex on the field.
It kind of has to be Clinks that he goes for, though. Like, going for the Chen earlier in the game makes a bit more sense because his heals are more pivotal in the team fights.
Yeah.
But Clinks is just all the damage right now for Navi. So if S4 can find him, even if they jump on Loda, it'll be fine.
I'd like to see buybacks then.
Nice little movement out there by Alliance. They managed to get rid of one of those observer walls that Navi planted down top of the ancient area. Obviously, it's a place which is rather critical for Loda to continue to keep farming up. Because he's getting more and more money. Like, he's got 2k gold right now. I'm actually wondering how he does build this. Like, do we just go complete balls deep rapier? Or do we try and go Daedalus for him?
It feels like he was setting up for going a big damage item because typically, if you have a Dominator and a BKB, sometimes going Butterfly is more effective HP in situations where the biggest threat to you is physical damage.
Yep.
So if he's going for the tanky route, I wouldn't be surprised to see him transition into a Rapier. Maybe he picks up another item first, maybe he goes Butterfly, and then Rapier.
Yeah. So you basically go for the real Rapier build.
Yeah, the real 6 items, I'm gonna kill your whole team Rapier.
Yeah, the one where you actually don't require an agency model as extra security. Navi, they're really pulling back a lot further here. They must be thinking there's some aggressive observer wards out from Alliance if they're moving back all the way to their tier 1 tower to do that smoke. But they're going to come into the dot radiant jungle. At the same time, Alliance, they're back over on that ancient area. Admiral Bulldog this time finding his farm, 1,600 gold for him, but he's still 1,300 away from having the BKB. But right now, I think buyback is more the critical thing. Now, you got buyback on Gyro, Clinks, Puck, Chen, Bounty, and Crystal Maiden at this point.
Yeah, pretty much everyone. Well, everyone can buy back.
It's just security. They know as long as they don't lose ranks, they can always come back at this. Gyro just gets more and more farm. Like, he's now to 2,900.
Yeah, I want to see if he does end up going for the pure damage build or if he wants to go for the Butterfly first.
I am feeling the Butterfly as well.
Yeah, there's no MKB on Clinks.
Exactly. But then again, the rate the Funnick is farming, like, he's also, like, funny enough, for a Clinks, you would think he'd have a higher kill count than this.
Yeah, he's got 2 kills.
Yeah.
2, 1, and 2.
I'm wondering too if that's almost a bit of a telltale sign of this. Like, Navi, in the first 2 games, they controlled up Alliance beautifully. Like, their movement around was absolutely amazing. They always were finding kills and always keeping the pressure on. This is the first game we've had in this best-of-5 series that's gone past the 30-minute mark. And Funnick, the man who should be murdering everybody, hasn't been able to do so. And it's Alliance that are still finding
this is your double cheese Roche, by the way.
It is. Look at him dead. That's over 1k crits coming out right now from Funnick. Roshan stands no chance against this. I thought he was meant to be a big tough guy.
Well, at 42 minutes, he's basically a creep. That's kind of how it works, especially when you have this amount of farm. But
next change for Ice Rock, Roshan has to scale better.
Yeah, he does have to scale better. But they have Vlad's, Commandora, and AC. So everyone in the side of Navi has a tremendous amount of armor, assuming they're all kind of in close proximity. And that's going to be great for eating those flag cannon hits, because without it, heroes like Kuro, well, he does have a Ghost Scepter, and so does Puppy. So yeah, flag cannon's really not as good as maybe Alliance want it to be in this situation. And you really can't stop attacking, right?
Yeah.
Like you say, okay, oh man, they Ghost Sceptered, I shouldn't use my flag cannon. Well, if you're not hitting anybody, then you're just going to die anyway. So stuck between a rock and a hard place if you're Alliance still. But I feel like they could maybe pull out a base defense just because, like you had said, they have so many buybacks.
Yep. And they've actually already got the evasion over on Loda, so he'll have that during the fight. He is going to go straight for the full Butterfly. And where the sentry was, they're getting de-warded. Up we come. Familiars of lost. He starts on the range race. Hits one time, and they actually snipe out two of these familiars. But then, Handemeyers from Loda gets rid of one against three. And now Funny lassoed inside the BKB. And Loda, he's going to turn on the heat right now. Over towards Funny. Funny pops the cheese already, but he's really taking a lot of damage. And diving onto the Tier 4 towers. But he only picked up the Visage. There's only 2 supports going down. The cores are still up here for Alliance, and with 3 napalm stacks in the boss, he won't survive this. Arcade comes back in again. They will take the model. The Familiar's trying to have drops right now. There's no lassos, but Loda, boss, spins out the damage. They need to get this track up on him as well. Solar Sunshine damage down flame break. They get it. Navi do not take the racks. They lose the Aegis. They burn one of the cheeses, and they lost their cause.
That was really nice BKB timing by Loda. Dendi jumps in. He wants to go on Loda straight away because he's pretty much the main damage threat. But Loda had the BKB on before, so Dendi really didn't have much of an impact on that fight at all. And then Funnick, he gets lassoed, pulled into the Tier 4 towers. What can he really do at that point? Even with the BKB, it doesn't matter. If you're taking Tier 4 tower hits and Loda's laying into you with the damage items that he has, it's very easy to take a base defense when you have an opening like that. So well played by Alliance. The Raxus took a bit of damage and they get
another one. Poppy's in trouble. Poppy's in a lot of trouble right now. There's a homing missile. S4's trying to catch up with the flame break. His deep zone bumps him back. All 3 stars will connect. The big already going now. Dandy. They're looking for the Hawkins. Get ready for Dandy. Maybe the first guy taking ranks here. They can push hard and they can push fast.
Well, they have buyouts. They have buyout on Dendi and they have
if
buyout.
If they force the money, that's also worth it.
Yeah, getting the money at this point is definitely huge. Loda's also dangerously close to his next item. He actually has enough for the butterfly, but I think he probably just saves for buyback at this point too. That's going to be it. Like, can you push into the base without the other team having a bunch of buybacks? That's going to be what decides the game.
Look at that graph spike.
It's a way to kick it back up again, man. And with the butterfly almost fully finished up on Loda, he's actually got by it. The courier's making its way up right now. And he's got the corner staff on it, and Loda goes high ground. There's still another time to get the lasso. They pull a boss, and they just turn him on. They got him. This is a big opening. Juggernaut does not have buyback. He's short by 515 gold. They can force the racks now.
Yeah, this is actually just Rax. Yep. They don't have any way of defending without the Juggernaut. The Klings is alive, and Dendi's going to be alive.
Is the TP coming? I think they want to give this a shot. Kenzie close, Dendi jumps in. There's a 4-man silence, 3-man dream call. Ball up, puts the BKB, S4, almost dead. He is dead, but Puppy in too close. The BKBs are gone. They're waiting for the ghost to wear off, and now the Rocket Barrage call down will also connect on Dendi. Dendi is coming alone to Alliance. Loda, outside the base right now, and Alliance, they want to go for more. They want to give themselves a double raxing right now. They may even give themselves a kill. They got money. This will be a double rax. They're backing up. They're backing up. Arcade's too low. They force buybacks from almost all of Navi. And maybe Dendi can catch one out with a TP back. Doesn't have dream call, however.
Just unbelievable.
Alliance are home. They're out. They're home. Host. Done.
I gotta say, Navi kind of fell apart there. Like, they made a lot of really not so good decisions when they were trying to defend the base. And that's actually bigger because every person basically on Navi just had to buyback. So in reality, Alliance actually have a gold lead right now. Like that many buybacks, and then you still lose your racks. Alliance, you can never count them out, basically.
What can Navi do? I mean, do they need to initiate? I mean, do Alliance just need to make sure they don't get caught out?
S4 is destroying them. It's literally S4 that is keeping them in the game. Because they get a lasso that turns the fight around when they're defending their racks. He gets another lasso while they're pushing the base that kills a carry with no buyback. And then he kills Funnick and forces him to buyback. Every single one of those kills happened because S4 is playing better. I mean, this was a game that about 10 minutes ago I would have said I'd probably give Alliance like a 1 in 10 chance of winning. And now all of a sudden it feels like Alliance should win.
That's 4, man. That's 4.
It really does feel like Alliance's game to lose. even though they haven't leveled things up just yet, it's really stalled the next level of items coming out from Navi. Like, Puck's been sitting now on this 3.7k and looking to build into, like, he's got an ultimate ult, so you make it your Lincoln Sphere after all, coming out from this Puck. But Puppy, like, he's got Ghost Scepter, Vlad's, Mech, Arcane Boots. For a team that had an advantage of 14,000 gold, your Chen is now basically broke. And funny, he picked up this DreamHack. He has no money for buyback. It's even on cooldown. That's not one of the reasons why, but Alliance are pushing up the top lane. We're not seeing this Monkey King bar finished up for Clinks, which means he can't directly attack. S4 is being so aggressive. He has fireflied so deep inside this base, looking for one person to be out of position. The Familiars and Loader is all they need to bring down the tier 3 tower, and Navi, they're on the wrong side of the map. They're not ready to fight yet. They're not in position. They now come back up again, but Alliance have already taken out one big roadblock, and that's the tower. And with track from Admiral Bulldog, they can see deep inside Navi's base. They know what's going on here. And they want to take a 5v5 fight. There's your Lincoln Sphere now on for Puck. I think Puck comes at a critical moment. But look at the racks. This is the big thing. Racks is the key.
Puppy has no creeps, right?
3 familiar kills, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he now has his own creep. One melee creep stolen from Puppy.
Honestly, I don't know how they can kill Loader at this point.
Yeah.
That's really the biggest concern.
What a traitor.
The melee racks on both sides is dead, but Alliance still have the range racks, so it's still pushing it a bit harder. I would honestly say it might be worth just using the Lincolns on Funnick to make sure that he can sit there and attack, because no one else does that big of damage on the side of Navi. And if he gets lassoed, he's dead to rights, even if he gets sent home.
Loader, they try to force stuff mid deeper, but now he turns to the flak and Ghost Scepter will protect both Kuro as well as Puppy from this, but he does not protect the melee racks.
Okay. Well, they want to try to engage into this. And the rest of the Alliance are going to come back, call down his strong. Toby's mic has died.
He will be back. He will be back.
Soon. Trademark. S4 blinks out. Funnick looking for a kill on potentially Ake. He does have a force staff. He's going to be able to force his way out. Familiar stuns being dropped as well. And I don't really think that Navi are going to be able to catch anyone here. I think they're all going to get away. Oh, Dendi! Almost got in range for the Hex there. So they get a free melee racks. They're able to retreat. Don't lose anything for it. Roshan is going to be respawning relatively soon as well. Navi probably looking to position for that.
Now this will be a rush that maybe Alliance should be taking, and Navi will have to let them take it.
Well, because of the fact that they have 2 lanes dead, I'm inclined to agree. Mid's not pushing that hard, because both melee racks are dead on both sides. The range creeps make a pretty big difference though, and at least one person is going to have to stay here consistently to make sure that it's not just shoving into the base. And wow, Basher picked up on Gyro, so this is going to be an Abyssal Blade on the Gyrocopter, which is actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Because if you're assuming that Navi are going to be going at you anyway, and you have a BKB and Satanic, you can actually just walk into them.
Right.
And if you ever get close enough, like the Clinks will have to run. Otherwise he gets Abyssal with his BKB and then sad times are had.
Team fight time, man. Team fight time.
Welcome back, Toby.
I think I just came back at the perfect moment. Like, Roshan is 50 seconds away, and S4 is looking for an opening. All around the pin. This is when you start the standoff. S4, he found Kuro. He can see him, but he can't drag him back without too much risk. And now Admiral Bulldog also got a track on a Vost. Perfect vision, and if Navi ever go in there, actually he got rid of it.
Yeah,
he defusal blazes instantly. They do not want Alliance start knowing what's going on. Dendi jumps in. It's a dream call, and Juggernaut throws the ulti out. S4's in too. He can latch on Funnick. They're focusing him down. Look at him. Smackdown on the side. Double kill. Puppy's retreating. Ross is pretty deep. He has good time. His own double kill, but Loader still sending his friend at full life. The track is up, so movement speed will be there for Loader. He's going to throw down another missile in the moment, and it's just chasing him down. Ross will be chasing the end. He's down this bottom lane, searching, he's cutting off the retreat as well for both Dendi as well as Puppy. But this isn't the main goal right now. What they want Roshan. The big man is up, but S4's stuck on a cliff.
That's fine.
He's
gonna blink in 1 second.
Well, Puppy, S4, he blinks into him. He blinks into him. These familiars are going to drop. They're going to drop, give him space. He's about to take Puppy. Rocket Barrage comes to pull out. At least see off that Abyssal Blade finally, Loader. He's got 7.7k gold after that fight. And Alliance, for the first time we can say they are fully ahead in the gold now.
He really does have all the money.
Yeah.
Every gold belongs to him.
That's
basically
insane. 919 as well.
But still, who can take Roshan? Dandy is currently hunting the familiars who are taking a little bit longer to move themselves away. There is finally the Abyssal Blade up. So we now have a 6-slotted gyro. The other thing you can do is buy BTs instead of having phase boots.
Yeah, he'll probably end up doing that really soon because if he sells the phase boots, he still gets a pretty good chunk of money anyway. Should potentially have buyback even after buying full bots. Oh, this buyback only costs around 1,800 right now. Navi though,
These familiars are it's a huge
Alliance don't have S4. He can buy back and teleport in, which he's going to do. There we go.
This call down, Roshan actually dies right now. The dive Juggernaut picks up the Aegis, the Immortal. So at least I'll have a second life on him. Fighting, being dragged back out again. Admiral Bulldog. Well, actually, they've got one down already. Sidelines. They're going to go in deeper. Okay, force up. That's a kill to the tree. Coming out from the line was absolutely stupendous, but Navi just completely out-teamed by the one Roshan.
And S4 fought back and died, so he's dead. He is out of this.
And he bought back with such a low amount left too on his timer. He's like, oh, I have to buy out here because they needed his initiation for the fight.
Yeah, they had to.
And because Roshan died before they even got to the pit, that means that Aegis is secured on Havost, and you're fighting in a way where the entirety of Navi is actually ready, as opposed to last time where Dendi jumped in and he got the Hex on Loda, which is great, but he didn't have any follow-up. It was kind of just his Hex. So when Loda gets out of the Hex, he BKBs straight away and just does an insane amount of damage. Now Navi, they're coming down mid. Can they actually secure the win?
They have to go for the GG here. They really do. Like, while Bad Rider's down, they're going to go for a second rank. This won't end the game. This won't end the game.
No, it won't. But will they even get it? That's my question, because it's still 15 seconds on his score.
Fortification's buying time, homing missiles coming in the way of Divorce as well. He doesn't want to have to spin through this, so he's going to take the stun. Poppy's converting the Radiant Creeps to fight up against their own masters. Now the call down as well. They will take the melee rags here, but that's going to be all. There's tracks up and running and Bad Rider's back alive. Navi, they can't overcommit themselves here. There's another rocket going after Divorce. Alliance want to fight this. Alliance want to try and chase down a boss. That rocket will be connecting here. He's already spinning any premature spins. He's running very, very fast, but that missile is still going to follow when it connects. Familiars will drop down too, and now Big M